How the fuck you gonna get him coming down? Tight shit. Tight shit. Get them girls, man. Tight shit. Oh my God, look at her. Fuck they so. When. Tight shit. That's my dick. Live. Yo, Carlo told me record. Oh. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, the live. Tight shit.
Thank you. Thank you for the encouragement you have offered, and in many cases for the sacrifices you have made so that we could earn our diplomas. Graduates, before we leave today, please take a moment to acknowledge and thank all of those who supported you, including your family, classmates, and the faculty. Again, thank you for your support and presence here today. Everyone, please stand for the presentation of colors.
You all can be seated. I'm not.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, shit.
At this time, I'm going to ask if those who are physically able can stand at this time for a moment of silence. Please stand if able. This morning, we will do a moment of reflection and respect. Words cannot express the tremendous grief our nation has experienced over the tragedy of this school year. As a community and a nation, we are stunned. We mourn the tragic lives lost, and our deepest sympathies go out to the victims, their families, and friends of those in California, New York, Texas, and the 206 homicides in Philadelphia, which includes our very own Aaron Ross, who should be sitting and standing with you all today. We ask that you join us in this moment of silence. Thank you, everyone. You may be seated.
We're going to bring up very proud Principal Dr. Leah Canada.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm so glad to see everyone here today. At first, I want to acknowledge the staff. If the staff can stand up. These are the temporary staff, honor managers that have worked with your child all year long. Their former principal, Margaret Thompson, we have the workers as well. Listen, guys, they're wonderful. They're wonderful. In the back, we have our two climate managers, Mr. Camper and Mr. McCook. It takes a village to raise a child. So at this time, I want to acknowledge the village that's here. Parents, bonus parents, grandparents, siblings, uncles, cousins, friends, and everyone else. And the list goes on and on. The staff here loves the class of 2022. They have worked hard to get to this spot. Give them another round of applause. I just wanted to say, it's not how you start, but how you finish. Many times life presents obstacles, delays, and detours, but it's important to keep the faith and keep the course. Reach out to your village when things are tough and not going as expected. Think about the last time you watched a basketball game. Were you concerned about the score during halftime, or were you more concerned about the final score? It's the final score that I'm concerned about. These young adults have finished their 12 years of education. Or the next journey, I want them to begin with the end in mind. Keep the faith, stay encouraged, and stay away from negativity. There are many people from Philadelphia who started off kind of rough, right? But they have made it. The late, great Kobe Bryant, Kevin Hart, Patti LaBelle, Will Smith, Meek Mills, Terrence Howard, Rasheed Wallace, Kyrie Lowry, just to name a few of people who were right here in Philadelphia that started off rough, but ended up okay. I want to encourage you guys today to stay the course and remember, it's not how you start, but it's how you finish. Acknowledge my first assistant principal, Mr. Keith Preckler. A lot of you guys know him as Chef Preckler, but at Benjamin remember you first, right?
Tight shit.
So, Mr. Pretlow has worked very, very hard with these students over the last 4 years. As you know, this is my first year, but he has worked with these students. So not only did I want to acknowledge him and present him with something that he earned from CTE, I'll read you the plaque. So this year he supervised CTE, our CTE programs that's here in school. We have 5, and he worked very, very hard. And I wanted to acknowledge him with that. Mr. Pretlow has done it all. This is his flag for the school, but he has earned it. He did the work, so here's his flag. And since he has worked with you guys for numerous amount of time, I want to give him a chance to say a few words to the graduates.
And good is the energy of great. And all of you have everything within you to be great. The mentorship and love that's out here and follows you for as long as you know. Congratulations, class of 2022.
It's not fair that we follow your assistant principal there. It's literally a fan favorite, but let me just begin by telling you how special it is that I have the opportunity to be with you today. My name is Josh Shapiro. I'm proud to serve as Pennsylvania's Attorney General. I'm incredibly grateful to Principal Canada and Assistant Principal Pretlow and Assistant Principal Jessup and all of your amazing teachers who are out there who do great work every single day. Thank you to our teachers, our classmates, and our staff. We are grateful to all of you. I am most grateful to this class of 2022. All of you, 60 strong. I want to say good morning, and I want to say congratulations to each and every one of you. It is good to be, it's not good to be with you. It is great to be with you today. To see you
not that type of
outside
party.
those doors, smiling and standing tall and excited to walk in here and then to see the expressions on your moms and dads and aunties and uncles and grandma and grandpa and loved ones' faces as you walked in, because they understand, as you do, the extraordinary accomplishment that you have by virtue of your presence here today. And because of what we all know you are capable of doing tomorrow. I want to say we should begin by clapping our hands for those loved ones. You didn't get here today just because you passed a test or read a book or wrote a paper. You got here today there was someone who got you off to school. There was someone who at the school when the Wi-Fi wasn't working figured out how to unplug and plug it back in and make it work again. There was someone who helped you with your homework when you just couldn't figure it out. And I know there was someone in your life when you were feeling maybe not right inside, where you could walk down the hall and talk to. Those are the people who made this possible. And we are profoundly grateful for that village that helped us get here today. They made it possible. Look, I understand that graduating high school under ideal circumstances is hard. I've seen, Lori and I are blessed with 4 kids. One of them has gone through. And she's had all of God's blessings to get there, and I know just how hard it was for her. And I think sometimes older folk like me don't understand and don't appreciate just how hard it was for all of you. Under circumstances that I know were not ideal. It is a difficult thing to reach the mark that you've reached. It's difficult getting through the studies. It's difficult making friends. It's difficult learning about the world, and then it's difficult trying to figure out what it is that you want to do after you take that hat and gown off and you walk out into the world. And I'm also very mindful of the fact that a whole lot more has been asked of you to get through that process than was ever asked of me or ever asked of most kids in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We know it's been a school year disrupted with emergency renovations, a pandemic that shut down the world and forced you to learn differently, violence, trauma, and the threat of uncertainty that made it all feel like it might just be slipping away. But you overcame it all. And look at where you sit now. If you were in a position where now you have the opportunity to go out in the world and do good things, unfortunately, you got to spend 5 minutes listening to me first, and I apologize for it. Listen, I understand that the theme that you chose for graduation, or maybe more, it should be the theme that you chose for your class, is the word resilience. You have met so many challenges in order to get it. You have made your education, your parents and loved ones have made your education a real priority. And while the education you receive at this school will help you tackle challenges well beyond these halls, I want you to understand that the resiliency that you built up here is going to help you in immeasurable ways. You'll need that resilience for the world that you are about to walk into. And with it, I believe that you will make a difference in the world and deliver on the promise that all of these people who know you so well believe in you and see in you. You are special people who are bound to make a big difference in life. Each and every one of them. No matter what your next step is, be it work, be it college, or for the 4 brave young men here who are joining our armed forces, I know that you will have an important role to play in our society as we move forward. I'd like to just get personal and share with you a teaching from my faith. And I recognize we may not all share the same faith, and I'm not here to preach at you or tell you to believe what I believe. But I want you to know that in my faith, we learn something called repairing the world. Repairing the world. No matter your faith or your creed, your ideology, what we should all share is a deep desire to make the world around us just a little bit of a better place. For ourselves, for our family, for our community, and even for the people that we may never meet along the way. And I know that is a total, especially coming from where you sit and what you have been through. You deserve to focus on yourselves, and we will be here to help you do that. But we all responsibility to look around the world and do what we can do to make it a bit better. It's a tall order because our city and our commonwealth and our country face a whole lot of challenges today. From the violence that we know too often meets our community, to the inequities and the deep-seated racism that oftentimes holds people back, a warming of the planet, the declining mental health of so many young people, to the future of our democracy, whether or not we even have a vote in this world. I'm not going to stand here today and lecture you about what needs to be done or what my recipe is for doing it. I'm merely here today to say that I want you to meet your responsibility to address those issues, to make our world a bit of a better place. And I know you can do it because you are in it. And you have special talent to do that work. Clap for yourselves. Please. And while it may feel like an unfair burden to place on you at this moment, know that it's on your shoulders because you are special people. You are resilient people. And you have the skills to address the challenges that so many adults have failed to be able to do. You have that power. And you have the ability to work for the public good and make our community better. Now listen, it doesn't mean you've got to wear a suit like me and run for public office and do any of that work. Although we'd love to have you run for office. God knows we need more people doing that public service. But what I ask you to do is just find a place where you're happy. Find a place where you feel good. Because when you feel good and you're happy and you're motivated, you're going to make the world around you a better place. It's going to affect others when they see you smiling, standing tall, getting things done. You have immense power to make our world a better place just by making sure you're happy and you're thinking about the world around you. Whatever path you choose, whatever career path you are on, or whatever you learn in school, just be thinking about the public good and your role in it. Be a part of it. The way you can do that is stand up for a cause that you believe in, even when it is difficult. It means telling the truth to power, not waiting your turn, not standing behind someone, but stand tall and speak truth. And you let the people in power know that you are there to hold them accountable. You think you can do that? I think you can. Believe that change can come, and even though it won't come overnight, there's a lot of good that you can do. There's folk out there that we're going to try to slow you down because they don't like being disrupted and they don't like hearing what you have to say. And I would just say to you respectfully, speak loud, stand tall, make sure they hear your voices because you matter. You need to hear your voices loud. And when the obstacles seem great, remember what we learned here at Ben Franklin. You learned that resilience that can help you overcome the obstacle. It wasn't easy getting from here to there. It wasn't fair, so many of the obstacles that were placed before you, but you made it, and you're more resilient, and the world is going to be a better place because you are in it. Celebrate yourselves, celebrate your accomplishment. Don't downplay it. Don't feel like it's not cool to smile and celebrate. It is. I recognize I may not be the definition of cool, but I'm telling you, it is cool what you accomplished. And I simply want to leave you with this. Some words that you read way back in elementary school. The words that came from one of the people I think is a great American philosopher. Y'all remember Dr. Seuss? Remember Dr. Seuss? So here's what Dr. Seuss said. Dr. Seuss said, congratulations. Today is your day. You are off to great places. You're off and away. You've got the brains in your head. any direction that you choose. You're on your own. You know what you know. And you are the person who will decide where to go. Congratulations, graduates. Let's get to it.
Good morning, class of 2022. Good morning. I don't take this opportunity lightly to stand at this podium and give words of encouragement to our young people here in Philadelphia. But I want to start off by saying thank you, Dr. Canada, for the invitation. And I want to give a shout out to my sis, Dr. Sabria Jubilee, who couldn't be here with us today, and I will be speaking on her behalf. But I also want to thank the village that Dr. Canada talked about earlier, because it's each of you that are in this room that made it possible for these young people to be sitting here today. So I want to thank the village, be it parents, family, friends, community members, and our educators right here at Ben Franklin High School. Thank you. Thank you. I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to rhyme like that, to shine like this. I always wanted to get on the mic and say that, so
Tight, you should.
My name is Dr. Marshawn Francis Thompson. I'm the Deputy Chief of Curriculum and Instruction for the School District of Philadelphia. I'm a graduate of Coppin State University, a historically black college in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm a graduate of Temple University. I'm a graduate of St. Joseph University. I am humbled to stand before you today, and as I said earlier, I do not take this experience lightly, because I understand that we all have an obligation again to the young people of Philadelphia. But before I begin, I want to share my own story so that you have context to the advice that I'm about to share with you today. So by the time I graduated high school, I had survived the murder of my 18-year-old brother. I survived the attacks on the Twin Towers in New York. I was a high school student in New York at the time. I also survived a shooting in my own high school by the time I graduated high school. I didn't understand then what I understand now. And with each of these tragedies, I was traumatized. And I needed support. I needed support to grieve. I needed support to heal. And I needed support to understand what wellness looked like after being traumatized. Now I understand that grieving means that it is okay to cry, young people. It is okay to feel the emotions that come from tragedy. I was listening to a panel of young people last week, and I heard some of the students talk about how they just try to block out the violence that's happening. They try to pretend It means that we have to process our emotions. We can't hide from those things. We can't block out those memories. We have to find peace as a part of that healing. Wellness. It means doing the things that you need to do to take care of your own mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. And right now, you may not understand exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So I look to the adults that have experienced some things in your life, and I ask that you create the space for our young people to breathe. Create the space for our young people to heal. Show them what wellness means. And you may not have found that for yourselves. So I encourage you to breathe. I encourage you to heal. And I encourage you also to find that wellness. Because we need you and they need you. So I talked about earlier all of the accolades and the graduations and all of those things that I've done in my life. So I was able to turn those tragedies into triumphs. Yes! I demonstrated the perseverance and the grit that everyone told me I needed. But I also demonstrated those things because I did not know how to grieve, how to heal, how to practice wellness. So I understand that many of our adults, we teach our students to have grit and perseverance, and those are great things to have. But we must also teach them the other side of grieving, healing, and also full wellness. So I fast forward 20 years later, as a leader in this school district, and over my career, I have spent a lot of time grinding, working hard, pushing myself to get more and achieve more, because I wanted to make a difference in this world. However, the perseverance and the grinding that I was taught when facing trauma had consequences when I did it at the risk of not taking care of myself. I'll say that again. That perseverance and that grit had consequences when I did not take care of myself. While I encourage you to keep pushing forward, to put your best in all that you do, I want to share 3 important messages with you. The first one is knowing and defining yourself for yourself. The second is facing the things that may seem difficult so that you can grow through it. And the last is creating joy as an act of resistance and reclaiming your humanity. Do you know who you are? I mean, do you really know who you are? That is a question that you will need to ask yourself at every stage in your life, because the world will try to define you. And if you have not spent time defining yourself, you can be subjected to someone else falsely defining who you are. Know who you are, and don't let anyone else define you. Nobody can be you the way that you can be you. Nobody can be you the way that you can be you. So one of the Kwanzaa principles, the second principle of Kwanzaa is Kujichagulia. And Kujichagulia is about self-determination. So I want you to remember this. Kujichagulia means that you're going to define yourself, name yourself, create for yourself, and speak for yourself. Ben Franklin Class of 2022, I charge you to step out into this world unapologetically you. Oh, thank you. One of my favorite quotes by James Baldwin is, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced." You all have faced some tremendous trials, most seen in the media or on social media, and some unseen that are internal, that only you know about over these past 4 years. So as you step into this next phase of your life, reflect on the challenges of these last 4 years and face them head on. You can't hide from the challenges. They will show up whether you're ready or not. I've learned that you must train your mind to sit calmly in the eye of the storm. When that storm is happening, there's a lot to learn and there's a lot to grow through. Each of you have an opportunity today to think and act on what you will face and how you will change it. Whether you're pursuing your own business, going into the workforce, continuing your education, you will experience some challenges. And if you face them, you have a better opportunity to change them. And finally, count it all joy. You must create your own joy in the midst of all that is happening. Joy is something that is internal. Joy is this deep feeling of gratification that brings you happiness in spite of the challenges you may be facing. So when creating joy as an act of resistance and reclaiming your humanity, I think of our ancestors and all that they endured and how they were able to find joy. They marched, they sang, they danced, they created, they laughed, they loved, they succeeded because they knew their freedom was not only connected to fighting oppression, but it was also creating joy as an act of resistance to oppression. Graduates, today is all about joy. Joy is when you shake that, hey, shake that, hey, shake that, shake that, shake that. Yes. So in closing, I want to leave you with those 3 pieces of advice. Know and define yourself. Claim your humanity because again, you matter. Thank you.
So in reclaiming our joy, we're going to have one of those very songs sung by Mr. A.J. Evans.
Congrats to the class of 2022. I ask you to please stand for the Negro National Anthem and let every voice sing.
Till earth in heaven ring with the harmonies of liberties. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling seas. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark march on to victory. He's won. God of our wearies, God of our shining tears, thou who hast brought us up far away, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in the path we pray. With eyes straight from the faces of God will be living. Lift our hearts from the wine of the world we God be shadow beneath the hand. May we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
Next, we have our very own salutatorian, Mr. Isaiah Avila.
I want to say congratulations to the class of 2022. Hello, graduates of 2022. My name is Isaiah Alvarez. I am the salutatorian. I want to start off by saying thank you to the teachers, thank you to the administration, thank you to all my friends, but most importantly, thank you, Mom, for pushing me to become a better person in life. And pushing me to this and graduate high school for so many times. I wanted to get up my school and I was ready for those tests. During my 4 years at Benjamin Franklin High School, it was good and it was rough. It was good because the first year I met a lot of people that were just like me. It was bad because of the expenses that made us end up moving to another school, which made it a little bit harder for us to learn and then get comfortable with it, which had us home for the whole year. That caused us a lot of kids to fall off. But the most important thing someone ever told me was stay hungry and keep going for what you want. And the person who told me that was my older brother. When my dad left, I thought I lost everything. But then I'm like, I still have my mom, and she kept me going in life. And she's the reason why I'm here right now. The last thing I want to share is a quote from my mother. He said, don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Let's go, sir! Yes, sir!
I want to give a special shout out to the teachers that supported me throughout my 4-year journey. Mr. Sizer, Mr. Garrett, Mr. Graham, Ms. Reed, Senior Chief, and most importantly, Colonel James. These teachers made me a better person in life.
Cool.
Good morning, everyone, and good morning to my babies class of 2022. So, seniors, when I call your name, please stand. Isaiah Aviles. Isaiah will be starting a welding job at Bolton International as soon as he graduates. Raheem Clark, please stand. Raheem Clark will go to Shippensburg University. Lauren Crosby, please stand. Lauren is listed to the Reserve Army National Guard and also be working at the Navy Cavalry Propeller Center.